In today's episode of G1's Adventure, we're going to be doing something a little bit differently. For the past couple of episodes, we've been working on this district here, which has a couple of things. It has like the mine area right here, the melon village, and then the two parts of the mango village here. And whilst I love the way that they turned out, I kind of want to take a little bit of a break from working on villages. So last night I chopped down all of the trees over here. Now, I still have a little bit more to do probably over here, but what I would like to do today is kind of make a giant wall. The reason why I want to make the wall is because right here is actually the world spawn. So if I ever come through like the end portal, which I don't have a bed actually anywhere, so I always almost come through here, I want to be able to like have something to look at over here. So my idea was, think of like any real world great wall. I kind of want that, but it's also going to be serving as a path as well, because the way that we're going to do it is we're going to kind of have two parts of the wall. So think of almost kind of like how we have like those sections there. So we have like that part there, a wall, and then another part there. We're going to kind of do the same here. So my thought process is this will be like the second part up there. So going back to that example, that'll be the top part up here. This is where, we're going to have the world spawn, and then we're going to have the wall kind of go to about here maybe, or something like that. I don't actually know, because what I would actually like to do is use the second part of the wall, the kind of in between, as the path to connect this village over here, the mango one, to the first area over there. I think I mentioned it in a previous video how I do eventually want to have one giant path going all the way over here. We're not going to be working on that today. I might save that for a live stream or a future video. I don't really know yet, but I would like to be able to have this kind of second layer of the wall right here, or I guess the first part of the layer, to kind of be like serving as the pathway, and then eventually we'll just connect this to that pathway there, and then that pathway to there. So to start off, I want to actually start off by marking where I want the wall to go. So what I eventually would like to do is have the first part of the wall come up to this layer right here. So this is layer 94. So what we're going to do, I'm actually going to quickly start by taking down these trees right here. Okay, so what I would actually like to start off by doing is making the wall right here. So we're just going to use some cobblestone for now to kind of mark out where I want the wall to go. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm thinking. Now we're almost to that 94. We're a couple blocks short, and then eventually that'll be the first layer here. Now, I think what I want to do, maybe, I'm not too sure if I want to do this yet, but I would eventually maybe like to do some custom land down here. Honestly, I'm not really too sure just yet, but for now, we're going to make the wall kind of run across here. And then I think what we're going to do is, for now, we're going to try and we're going to get some of the building blocks actually. So usually what I would do is when I build a wall, I usually build it out of like a block like stone or something that I know I'm going to replace it with, and then go back later once the wall is fully built and kind of replace it with all the blocks and the texturing that I want to do. But I think it's going to be easier if we just build out of the blocks that we're going to use anyway for detailing. So it'll just make it easier for me. All right, so I finished raising up the wall all the way to this height right here. Now, I think the plan honestly will be that when we get to this part here, like when we come down here, we're gonna actually come down this way, because I kind of like how this is kind of like the perfect height where you can still see part of a mountain, but you can also still see kind of over this way. So I decided that I actually want to go to here. However, one thing that I really want to do is texturing. So rather than having just a basic wall here, what I would actually like to do is kind of go in and start replacing some of this with some cobblestone here. Something kind of like that, I think, is what I would like to do. Alrighty, so I just finished adding in all of the cobblestone texturing, and this is what we have so far. I honestly really like it. I do need to fix just a little bit of stuff over here though, because there's a little bit too much patches of tuff up here, so we need to add just a little bit more of that here. And there we go. That looks a lot better now. I definitely really like the way that looks. Okay, so what I would like to do next is do something a little bit different. I want to add a small little pond right here. Now, I don't exactly know where I would exactly like it to go, so I think something like this could actually be kind of cool. Now, I don't know if I want to go all the way up here. I think we're just going to do this layer here. So let me quickly start filling it in. And then the idea is that we are going to actually fill in all of this layer here with something else. So then we could probably have like a small little section here. But I also want to do one more thing. Towards the bottom over here, I want to try doing something a little bit unique. Now we have these copper blocks here. I think we're going to make some of these copper, like cut copper here, because I actually want to try and make it look like that coming out of this area here. Like maybe like right here, for example. Maybe we'll do, actually maybe we can make it a little bit wider. So maybe we can go like a 3, kind of something like this, and then we can make it look somewhat natural kind of over here. but I kind of want to make it seem like coming out of the area over here. And I don't know if that's too big or not, but what I would like to have is kind of like have one of those, what are they called? This is one of those times where I wish I actually had a brain cell, but like, you know, you kind of have like the little pump thing going into the water over here. So kind of to show that there's a little bit too much water up there and that it's kind of coming off over here. Although at this point, I think this is a little bit too big for one. So yes, I think what we'll do is we're going to resize this. So this wouldn't be exactly like a pipe, or it would be more like a pipe, not really a sewer, because I don't really want to make it sound like it's disgusting water. So it's kind of just moving some of the water from up there back into the water down here. But I think honestly, for us to do that, I think it would be best if we just made it like a 3x3. Honestly, even just making it something kind of like this, and then it's just like a, yeah, small little thing coming out. Although no, we want to make it one lower. Perfect. And then I think, yeah, we can kind of just make this come out, I think. And then I'm probably gonna make this look a little bit more natural later. I kind of didn't do the greatest of jobs just yet, but yeah, something kind of like this. And then maybe we can actually make this look kind of interesting. So maybe instead of doing all copper here, maybe we can combine it with a variant of tough. Honestly, I can see tough, or the polished tough here, actually kind of going kind of nicely. Let's see how this looks in comparison. Yeah, I actually really like that. It's simple, but I like it. Something kind of like that, although I kind of maybe want to change it up just a little bit. I'm not loving how flat this thing looks, so let's try and add a little bit more texturing, I guess. So what if we tried swapping it for the outside here, where we went copper on the side over here, and then we're gonna need just a little bit more. I'll just turn all these to stairs for now. And then maybe here we went to walls here, and then we went to stairs again. That doesn't look too bad, actually. I am kind of a fan of that. And then what I'm thinking, honestly, is for this top bit here, I think actually we're gonna go with some slabs here. So we'll just go, yeah, we'll just go here. I kind of like leaving that there, and then maybe here we can kind of copy what we did on the other side as well, where we do the stairs with the walls underneath, and then another set of stairs. Although now that I look at it, I think what we need is, if we get a couple of these cut copper slabs, this actually looks like it's just a little bit taller right here, which I do overall like. I feel like it's missing something right here, maybe like something in the middle. So instead of like, you know, doing stairs here, maybe we can do something like right here. What if we try to have one kind of wall like thing going here, right? So maybe what we could do is, if we got I don't think that this is really anything wrong here. If we go with, like, for example, this chisel tough bricks here. Okay, so that's not bad. And then from here, if we just did something kind of simple like this, I actually kind of like that. It's nothing too crazy there, but I do overall like that. Yeah, I think that that's pretty good. And then one thing that I would like to do actually is I'm going to quickly block this off really quick, because I want to actually replace all 4 of these here with the copper bulbs. And honestly, yeah, I really enjoy the way that works. Now, what I would like to do is, I kind of on the bottom of this area here, I kind of want to make a mini version of what we did down here. So what I might just do is do some, like, basically just this kind of square here. And honestly, I think what I'm going to do is just bring all of these down to here. That way it actually looks like it is going somewhere. Yeah, that way it looks like it's going from there all the way down to out there. So when you look at it, it's kind of coming out right here. I actually kind of really like this. So speaking of this area, the next thing that we need to do is make the inside right here. Now, honestly, I kind of don't know what exactly I want to do. Like, I don't know if I want to put like dirt here, let it turn to grass. I don't know if I want to put like cobblestone here. I kind of don't really know, to be honest with you. However, what I think I will start doing is marking where I want the bottom of the next wall to go. I think is gonna go. I think that's what I would like to do. Yes. So what will happen is basically this wall is going to go right up to wherever we decide the next wall is going to go. So kind of maybe we can do something kind of like this here, where like the wall will kind of just go to here, right? Yeah, honestly, I kind of don't mind making the wall kind of go right around here, right up against this pond right here. And then we can kind of just make it from here. We can kind of make it go a little bit differently. So from this point, it's going to go up at a certain point. I don't know if it's going to go all the way up. So we might actually replace this for now. Yeah. But what I would like to figure out now, and also we don't even need to do that, I want to try using some stone maybe, and then I want to try doing a bit of a combination. So maybe we do stone, and then for the actual path, right, we can do some gravel here, right? You know what I'm saying? You see, I don't know how I feel about this, because it's not bad, but is it too gray is all? Like, I don't know. I don't mind the gravel path, actually. I actually kind of like the path being gravel. I don't know if I love the stone, though. Just to say we tried, I pathed the entire section over here out of dirt, so we're going to try going in the middle right here just to see how we actually like the way that the gravel looks in comparison versus the stone versus the grass or dirt, which will eventually be grass. Honestly, even though that this is only just dirt and eventually it will be grass, but it's not grass just yet, I kind of prefer the way that this looks here. The problem that I have with the stone over here is it's not bad, but I feel like it's just too gray. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? Was this a bad idea for me to do? But yeah, I think what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to put the grass or the dirt going over here, put the path in, and then also let the grass grow. So I'll be back in a couple of hours for me, but in like 5 seconds for you guys. And a couple of hours it was. For some reason, the grass took way too long to grow for some reason. I really don't know. But I do love the way that this looks. I think I like it a lot more than the stone, actually. So the one thing that I didn't do is I didn't make the bridge going over to here, because it's actually going to be a little bit interesting because we do have to actually turn a little bit, which will be kind of interesting. Now, I've also used this time to think about what I want to do with the second part of the wall right here. So originally the plan was going to be that I would just have the wall go all the way down, kind of following this part of the wall right here. I actually don't think I want to do that though. Instead, I think what I would like to do is kind of just wrap this little section around. So maybe stop like probably right here, honestly. So that way we still have this little section up here where we have like the, I put a little barrel here a few months ago with an elytra in case I accidentally die or something like that. So I still want this here. So I think we'll make the wall kind of come to this section here. And like I said, maybe we'll bring it kind of like over to here or something like that. But I don't want to do the entire thing, I don't think. Let me show you what I mean. I have some tuff here. Again, we're going to be doing it with some cobblestone as well. But for now, we're just going to be doing it with the tuff just so I can show you guys this. So I think, honestly, the plan will kind of be to just make this kind of go to here. So then we'll kind of have this go. Honestly, what we could probably do is we could probably just have it go to like that and then just kind of go over the top of this wall here. And then maybe right here is where we kind of split it and then we start to kind of go inwards a bit. And then, you know, that way, yeah, I think that that's actually not that bad. So it's going to be a lot smaller, but I think it'll make more sense, I think. Alrighty, so this is kind of what I was thinking. So instead of having the wall going all the way down, we kind of just have it be in a small little section here. Now, I'm very curious, what does this look like from afar? Okay, I don't mind that actually. Now, I think it would have maybe, I actually don't think it would have looked better, honestly. I actually kind of like that it's a small little section here. I do love the wall kind of going all the way across this way, though. I do like that. I'm almost wondering if maybe we can keep going this way, but I don't think we really need to. Now, I think we're at the point now where we're going to start decorating the actual area here. So we have to do things like make the bridge over here. We have to make the staircase kind of come from here, which honestly, I don't really know how I want to make this work. So maybe we can make this go, maybe we put a gravel path here going into the wall this way. And then maybe from here, we can maybe go, I think I still have a little bit of this left over. Yeah, we can kind of make a path kind of going in. So maybe we can start it going here actually. And then maybe what we can do is kind of like what we did with the wall, where we make it kind of a combination of the tuff as well. So we can kind of go like something, yeah, something kind of like this, I think could actually kind of work. So that way this is like multifunctional, you know what I'm saying? And I actually kind of like this, yeah. Honestly, stairs like that, I think kind of make more sense. I think it fits with the kind of structure of this. Like the stairs are part of the structure. So I think it makes sense making the stairs kind of fit the same blocks that we use for the actual wall. Now, as far as this area goes over here, I kind of don't know what I would like to do. Now, I do want to eventually move this probably somewhere in the middle, honestly. So we could probably do something kind of like this for now. Just kind of have that there. I think I'm going to bring back the mangrove wood for this area. I really am just enjoying the mangrove wood a lot more than anything. So I'm going to bring back the posts as well. So we're going to set a couple of these up over here. And honestly, I could kind of see this being like a kind of like a campground, like a campfire maybe here, a couple like logs to sit on. Let's try that really quick. So maybe we do like the campfire kind of going right here, right? Just a small one, nothing too crazy. And then maybe we can do kind of like benches like that. I know traditionally you would use logs, but I kind of don't like logs. I kind of like just having two sides over here. Yeah, I don't know why. I just feel like this is a lot more enjoyable, I think. And then do I want to path the entire thing around over here? Oh, wait, what the heck? I just exterminated the fire? Wait, is that something you can do to exterminate a fire? You can just like pat it away. Oh, that makes building with campfires a lot easier then. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, the only way that I knew of to get rid of the campfire, like the fire there, was to put water over it, which is why I never really built with it. But if that's the case with the shovel, then I might start building with this more. Anyways, with that aside, I kind of actually don't mind that. What I would like to do potentially is I think I want to do something like that with the wood underneath, and then underneath this one, I think I would like to put like a piece of stone or something there. Yeah, I just feel like that would look a lot nicer. And then honestly, maybe we could put this kind of like that. So it's like a 3-seater, and then we can have like it go to like an actual path over here. Something kind of like that. Yeah, I'm very curious. And then what I think I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to fly to the end really quick to then go through the end portal here. Now, what should happen is because I don't have a bed, because this is my bed, I always just, place it, sleep it, and then break it. So because I don't have an actual spawn point, I should be brought back to roughly around that same spot that we were just working with. So I'm curious where I need to make the path kind of go. And it's not going to be like an exact block that it'll be on like the old versions. It'll just be like a rough estimate. So let's go ahead and see where it is really quick. Right here. Okay, yeah, that is honestly kind of okay. So we can kind of just make a path kind of go this way, and we'll make it go this way because I think sometimes I can spawn over here. Like I think I have spawned over here before. So we'll make the path kind of just go over to here, and yeah, we'll just kind of make it like stop right around here. Yeah, so if you need to, you can, go to the path right here. Yeah, I really enjoy that. Now, what I think I'm going to do is do what I usually do over there with the, firefly bushes and the normal bushes and stuff right over here. But because all this grass hasn't actually turned, I'm going to save that for later when all of this is easier to bone meal later on. And instead, what I would like to work on right now is actually this thing, the little bridge going over to here. Now, I think I would like to kind of make it out of mangrove again. I really am enjoying this, but I'm very curious about how I actually want this to work. So maybe we can actually start by maybe going something like that with stairs, and then we end up going to slabs maybe. Although honestly, I kind of want this to go a little bit higher. So maybe we go from that slab to a second set of slabs, and then maybe we go one more, and then from here, maybe we go stairs again, and then we start the actual bridge. So this is how it would look. Honestly, I kind of don't like this. Maybe we make this just slightly thicker on each side. Okay, I definitely like that a lot more, I think. And then I think I want to bring out a kind of random block with the polished black stone. Now, again, this is a bit random, I know, but I actually really enjoy this kind of dark black, kind of like what we did with the village over there. So maybe here we can kind of keep this going over this way. Okay, so I don't mind it, but that little piece that we extended over here, I really don't like, actually. It makes it feel like the bridge is way too big, and you can't really see the water as much. Like, I feel like it's kind of too distracting with how big we made it. So if we just get rid of those blocks that we did there, okay, I do enjoy that a lot more. And then in the middle over here, I do actually kind of want to make it come down. So maybe we can use some of these mangrove logs here. Now, again, it's going to be kind of really close to this spot here, but I kind of don't mind. And yeah, I kind of just like the way that this looks, honestly. Like, I don't really mind that, but then maybe we can introduce, I do have some of these. Maybe we can introduce some glowstone in here, actually. So maybe we can go kind of like right here, we go glowstone, which gives the lake just a little bit of like a natural kind of like brightness, I guess. It's hard to tell during the daytime, but I think that would make it just like a little bit brighter. Honestly, I still feel like this bridge needs a lot of work. So what if we go mangrove fences here? Maybe we go mangrove there, and then we go logs here. No, I don't really want to go logs unless we go trap doors. Trapdoors could work. I mean, boy, this will be expensive, but I think that this could work. And then what I think I would like to do is kind of do what I did in the last episode, where we go to the polished black stone's walls, then go to the fence posts again, and then lanterns up top. I think could look kind of cool. Okay, yeah, I don't mind it. Again, this is supposed to be kind of like a simple bridge. It's not supposed to be some like, elegantly designed bridge. I don't mind the way that looks, yeah. I think now is about the time where I start putting in some of these fence posts over here. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is start by placing down all of the bushes, wildflowers, and the firefly bushes, kind of like how we did over there. Now, I don't want this to feel kind of overgrown, so we might not do it as much. So like, I'm not going to, like, put like a a bunch of firefly bushes here, but I might put like one here, maybe put like one here, and then maybe one like over here, because I want this to be mostly grass. So I think we're going to focus mostly on the bushes, a little bit on the firefly wildflowers, and then not so much on the firefly bushes this time. Alrighty, so I finished decorating most of the first layer right there. I didn't add any trees. I'm probably going to add a couple of birch trees in just a second, but I wanted to take a look at how it looks at night, because I really enjoy this. A couple of things that stand out to me that I really like. I like that you can see the campfire smoke. I like that we didn't do the thing with the hay bale where we make it big, because I feel like that would have been a little bit distracting, but it gives a little bit of life to the base, which I really do enjoy. I like that the wall actually gets a little bit darker as it goes down because the light isn't reaching all the way down there. Obviously, there are some monsters down there, which I don't know what we're going to do with this entire section here, honestly. I kind of don't know. Then we have the little sewer pipe thing. I hate saying the word sewer, but like it's kind of what it is, but it's really not. It's mostly just like a pipe, but I'm really enjoying the way that this looks. Again, I think it just adds some natural kind of like life to the base, which I think looks really cool. And honestly, I kind of like that this build is kind of just a build. Okay, Man, I really like that actually. Now, you might not be able to tell, but I actually did something specific with the trees, and I don't think you guys can see it right now, but let's quickly go ahead and walk through it as if we were actually like walking through the path. Can you guys see it? Yeah, I basically made kind of like a canopy of with the leaves up here. I could actually probably keep it going actually if I put a couple more, maybe like right here. If I put one right here, yeah, I could just keep it going like all the way around. Now, I didn't end up doing it all the way through. I kind of just like how as we get more towards this side, they kind of stop going as much. So there's like a lot of over here, and then they kind of grow a little bit less over here. But I really enjoy this kind of area here where there's just a bunch of like, you know, trees here. And the canopies as well, the little leaf droplets, man. I really do enjoy this area quite a bit. And I kind of like that it's mostly just grass actually. You have like the occasional firefly bush, which is good and distracting, but not too distracting enough. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, look, there's a firefly bush. Not, oh, there's a patch of firefly bushes there. You know what I'm saying? And I really enjoy just the greenery of it. And I like how you can go up here. I also did the same up here. I added the little trees here, the barrel back here with the elytra and stuff now. You know, I continue with the bushes and whatnot. And the bridge is simple. It's not my favorite bridge in the world, but honestly, I think it just is there to serve a purpose, which is to get over this thing here, which, man, I really do enjoy. Our world is really starting to fill up here. You know what I'm saying? The next thing that we, I guess, have to do is figure out what to do with this little spot right here. And I like how when you look at it from the mini map here, it doesn't look like it's just a wall here, right? It actually looks like there's life. You know, you have like a pond. You have like you can see the little like yellow and whatever color that is, looks orange. Those are like the different flowers that we put down. The pipeline right here, right? And I just really enjoy the way that this looks, honestly. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching today's episode here of G1's Adventure. Let me know, do you guys enjoy when I do these kind of random builds like this? Or would you guys rather me do it either on the live streams or off camera? Let me know. But thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.